let me now invite Pankaj Shah, co-founder of Opportune Technologies, and he has a lot of more things to talk about what HR Tech is and how HR Tech is evolving in the near future, and how his team in the lab in Opportune is going gaga about a lot of new development what they have done. So Pankaj Shah comes from the industry experience of more than 25 years, headed global development team. He is the architect behind the Opportunity platform, and the guy who, with a lot of efforts, R&D, research, put a lot of man days. Probably they burned the midnight candles to come up with this solution for 15% automation principle. Let us hear from Pankaj Shah. And how did he achieve this? How did he came up with this idea? And what was the thoughts behind it?
Okay, thank you, Dhwani. So let me first thank Ankita, Eureka, Mahesh, and Kanchan for giving insights about the HR. As you, Dhwani, said, these three people gave the insight from their respective industry, which is what is the variety that we are catering to in last decade, that Opportunity HR has been evolved in last so many years. Uh, as we are talking here about 15% automation, so why we are talking about this 15%? We are talking about this because we see all the HRMS, HR tech solutions these days. All the solutions would offer and match the requirements to the extent of this 85%. So that is where the 15% is the portion that we need to look into very carefully. What is that uniqueness required by the customer to complete the 100% automation? So this percentage is a notional as we are talking about. But what is important we are saying is that they go to the extent of automation as much as possible, handling these unique scenarios. That's what we are basically talking about. So to identify the uniqueness, you need a very deep kind of a discussions, extensive discussions with the customer, deep analysis to come up with the proper solution. But however, to serve to so much of variety of the customer, you need a good architecture to be able to serve so much of a variety or the uniqueness. So how do we do that? So we have, as you mentioned, obviously have done a lot of exploration, a lot of study in the technology area. We have spoken to experts into the technology aspects. Our several mastermind series has also helped us to understand
Right.
kind of a unique scenario. So the depth in terms of the domain, depth in terms of the technology, all these things is basically brainstormed by my team extensively for several weeks, days, burning basically midnight oil. And then we had to come up with what is that. And as the future goes into more into kind of AI approach, we need extensive data which needs to be collected. So to give you example, we have got more than 200 data elements for employee profiling.
Wow.
So in order to do this kind of things, we came up with the microservices kind of a approach where we had to do a lot of data engineering of the existing architecture, decouple the existing layers and weave them again as a fine fabric to come up with the microservices which can serve to these unique scenarios. This is just in nutshell that I'm trying to explain you. And
It,
this is
it,
what.
it is exciting, and I'm sure the whole utter HR fraternities are going to appreciate this, and I'm sure they're going to use this platform extensively to enable them to grow faster, align with the business goals. You spoke something about micro features, so if you can give us some insights on what is this micro feature, because that's more now a new excitement that's coming up here.
Yeah, these micro features is basically are the basically earlier days there is a service oriented architecture. So basically these microservices encompasses all the layers, contains from UI to the business logic to the data elements into one container kind of a thing. and this is how we implement the micro features.
Great. Yeah, technology, I think so, is going the next level. We know people have commercial flights now to space. Hopefully, HR is also going to join that board very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pankaj, for giving the insight.